Hello guys, this is Deepu Krishna here. Many of you know me. I have been a CLAT mentor to many of the National Law School students for the past 5 years. And those of you who don't know me, yes, again I am Deepu Krishna. I am a pass out of NLIU Bhopal, one of the most prestigious institutions of the country. I started training students even before CLAT came into existence. For the past 5 years I've been doing this, and believe me, this has been one of the most pleasurable jobs which I have undertaken. I joined a law firm, but because of the job satisfaction which is connected to this particular job, I switched to teaching. Now, why am I telling you all these things? It's because an incident happened post AI LET. I was approached by few of my students, not my students, as in students from other institutions. They wanted me to teach them for say 1 month, sorry, 1 week, that this last 1 week, and the entire course. And believe me, it's not possible. I had to say a no to them. It felt very rude. It pained me a lot. When I came back, I was really sad. I was sad enough. I went to my wife. I didn't go to my wife. Rather, the sadness which I had on my face, she came to me and she asked what happened. And I told them that the teacher inside me couldn't accept it. It's a fact that you cannot teach legal reasoning in just plain 1 week. So I told her that this is the reason why I had to say no to them. To which she said that why don't you do something through which you started everything. And I was like, what? She made me remember an instance that when I came to Bhopal, I quit a plush job and I came to Bhopal and I was to take up training of CLAT students. She told me that during that time, a day before CLAT, you take up a session. It was called as pep up session for students. You motivated students, you told them over the pros and cons of those 2 hours when you sit in those examinations. You motivated them to give their best. And after that, if you remember, all the students started getting attracted towards you. And yes, that was a big hit. And she told me do the same thing. All those students just need a kind of a push, a kind of a motivation. Do that for them. And that is exactly where I thought, okay, I can do that. But then I thought about all those other students from Chennai, from Kerala, and from Guwahati, etc., who approached me and who wanted me to teach them. How would I reach to them? The answer was very simple. The answer was yes, YouTube, Facebook, etc., etc., technology, you see. And I planned that let's make a home video of this pep up session this year. Let me motivate you, or let me orient you about CLAT from my side as I saw it graduating all these 5 years. So this entire session I'm going to divide it into two to three halves, where in the first half I'm going to tell you about CLAT, how you should be prepared, those 2 hours, what should be your mindset, and finally 28, the day of result. That should be a big motivation to you. So let's start. To start with, believe me, CLAT is one of the most indigenous examinations made in this country. I take pride in saying this, that yes, I am associated with it. I do think that it's much tougher, not tougher exactly, it's much more interesting examination than a UPSC, a CAT, or any other examination which is conducted in this in India. You'll like to argue with me. You'll say कि नहीं नहीं ऐसा थोड़ी होता है. I'll tell you, UPSC, yeah, it's a very good syllabus. It's a very good examination. It tests you on so many levels. But yes, for those are graduate students. You are testing just 12th graders, and in 12th graders, the subjects which CLAT has is exactly something which tests all those abilities in a student, which you get into a law school to understand this. All those students who are inside a law school, as in I had been in a law school for the past 5 years. Believe me, the best of the best talent studied with me. At the cost of sounding self-obsessive, I must also say that I was one of them. The entire world inside a law school is as such. Why? Because you don't have a specific law subject, law in UPSC. Yeah, you have an optional subject, but you have law, and all other constituents of CLAT, when it is asked to a 12th grader, makes it interesting. For example, take any other examination for IIT preparation and all your 12th board syllabus is asked. If you say CAT, again it's a postgraduate examination, but you don't have a legal reasoning there. Legal reasoning, why is it so important? It tests you on those basic things which are running in this country. You need to know, you have to be a law-abiding citizen. You have to know the basic rules. You may say, no, it's just for lawyers. No, I beg to differ here. No, it's not just for lawyers. If you are living in a country, you need to know the basic laws, and they have been taught to you in your civics classes. You should know the rights and duties which are available to you, and that makes actually CLAT one of the most interesting subjects. So feel proud about the fact that you have taken up law. There are people who are pushed into law. Believe me, you have taken up a particular subject. I read an article where a lady, she has written that article and she has used this particular a phrase. It's called as PIGS, PIGS, and she has classified some people under PIGS. PIGS, it's an acronym. The full form of this acronym is Poor Indian Graduate Students. And in that particular article, she has specifically stated that when you graduate, all other graduation you need a post graduation. It's only law graduation where the moment you are law graduate, you are a double law graduate, you step into a sphere where you do not classify under PICS. The reason being, the student in his 5 years itself has got so much exposure that he doesn't need a post graduation, and he will be working with postgraduates of IIMs and people who are postgraduates, and he'll be working at the executive level. And this is something which really, this should be known to you. You have chosen that field. I guess this should motivate you further for this 2 days drill ahead of CLAT. CLAT is an examination which you will never be able to crack even if you are very studious. You are good at academics, blah blah blah, etc etc. Because CLAT doesn't need studious students, it needs sharp students. Each and every subject is as such made. Now when you go into an examination, something which is very important is that you should know the level of the examination. As in, if you are going to a war, you need to know the strengths of the opposition. Here we won't talk about the opposition. Here, yes, you need to know the nature of the examination, the character of the examination. First of all, the question is, who makes these papers? That has to be known by you. Believe me, I have been taught by those people who make these papers. Who are these guys? They are actually the professors of national law schools. One of the most intellectual people teach at national law schools. I'm not degrading any other university, but believe me, these are the people who are actually a part of the legislation in this country. Yes, many of the law school teachers, they are a part of the advisory board to the president, to the parliament. They are such kind of people. They are the ones who are actually dealing with they are the ones who are actually dealing with CLAT, the question paper. They are the ones who are making it. You have to know their level of understanding, their mindset. They say the psyche of the examiner. In law school, they teach us that when a legislation is passed, you have to know the intent of the legislature. Here also, you have to know the intent of the examiner. What exactly does he want from you? All my professors are all, you may use the term here, law-abiding citizen. All of them are law-abiding citizen. All of them know that, in this country, if there is something which runs, it's the rule of law. You have to start believing in rule of law. Each and every subject in CLAT will have an element of law in that. I'm not saying that they'll ask you sections from IPC or articles of constitution, but they do want to know that if someone spits on the road, what is your reaction? Do you frown at the sight of someone spitting, or are you the one who's spitting? Or do you, when you look at that the person spitting, what you just react, oh my god, that's bad? Or do you think that, okay, this is a violation of my right? This is exactly how the student that they need is some kind of a student who views things in such kind of a perspective, and they are looking for prospective students with such thinking, and their thinking shall be reflected in the examination paper. Last year when NUJS was making the paper, I kept on telling my students about NUJS. It's basically, I won't label it, and I will say that this is a kind of examination where maximum number of times the mindset of the examiner comes into being. Now when the examiner is making this paper, he has certain things in his mind. Now most of the time when he makes this paper, he won't be judging you, rather he wants you to judge certain scenarios as he has prescribed, as he has defined. Reading comprehension, critical reasoning, legal reasoning, to some extent general studies also, right? So in this first part, what I want you to know is, know the psyche of the examiner. Understand the psyche of the examiner. What exactly is he trying to ask you? As I said, all the law professors have already told me. In the next part of the lecture, I'm going to tell you something else.